Hello, everybody, and welcome to the True Love Talk channel. Here we want to learn about human sexuality and love based on the teachings that Pope John Paul II left in the theology of the body. I am Elisa, and today we're going to have our sixth video of the series Mulieris Dignitatem. And today we're going to talk about how we are partners of the Absolute, the first covenant, especially the part about work. So, before we begin, if you like this kind of content, learning about family life and sexuality from the teachings of the Catholic Church, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so YouTube will tell you when we post new videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you see that this is useful for anybody, please share this video with them. So, with that being said, let's begin. So we are looking for the root of women's dignity. And we have said that this dignity is ontological and it comes from the being of the woman herself, right? And that this dignity, we also know, is tied up to the dignity of men, right? When we take away the dignity of women, we are also taking away the dignity of men because men was created as male and female, which means that we are in the ship together, more or less. But something else that we need to know about dignity is that it is tied up to our vocation, right? And first of all, we have three universal vocations. Every human being on earth has vocation for these things. First of all is to holiness, to being holy, being saints. Number two, to the spousal union. It could be with somebody else here on earth and we get married, or we get married with Jesus when he comes for the second time. And third, our third vocation is the vocation for parenthood, right? And it can be a biological parenthood, like when we have children, or it could be an intellectual or a spiritual parenthood in which we help others grow and create themselves through our work. And the most interesting part of this vocation is that it is contained in that first covenant that God made with men, right? And this is the covenant that he makes as soon as he created us, when he says, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it." Right? So this has two terms. And why is this part of human dignity? First of all, because it gives us a place in creation that no other creature has. Because it makes us partners with God, right? It makes us equals to Him. In this covenant, God is telling us, okay, I created something, right? I have worked a lot. And I have given you enough intelligence to understand my work and what is good and how to develop it to the fullest, right? And I have also given you free will so you can choose from all that I left in potency. What do you want to pass to the act, right? What do you want to make real or actualize? And when do you want to actualize it? And why do you want to actualize it? And how do you want to actualize all of these things that I left in potency for you, right? So, first of all, he needed a spiritual being, he needed people. Here's the thing: something that is in potency can only pass to the act through action, right? We need to be able to act to make it real. And this action can only happen in the world if you have a material way of acting, right? And that means if you have a body. To act in the world, we need to have a body. And the only creature that is an incarnated spirit is the human being. And that is why God made us his partners, basically his equals. Even though we were creatures, he told us, yeah, we are going to work together creating this, right? But it's not only about subduing and creating the earth, but it is also about, and most essentially, it is about creating humankind, being co-creators with God of our own humanity. And we do this in three different ways. First of all, we do it in an individual level. And this first individual level is within ourselves, right? To fulfill this covenant, to be able to multiply, to be able to subdue the earth. What we need is to become gifts for the other person, right? Or gifts for creation or gifts for God, which means looking inside us and checking what do we have that we have to offer that we can give God and we can give others, and developing those things that God gave us, those talents that He left in potency in us, we need to develop them, sorry, and that will help us create ourselves. But we always work for somebody else, right? We're always giving ourselves to somebody else, even if that somebody is it's God. If one was a hermit that prays all day, you're giving yourself to God. On our second level, we are going to develop humanity in the other person that we have a relationship with, right? When we become spouses and have children, or when we work to subdue the earth, we are always relating to somebody else because every work is done for somebody else, right? For someone. Even if you say I am my own boss, right? Nobody rules over me. Nobody gives me orders. Right, your own boss, but you're still working for your client. So basically you're working for somebody else that is not you, right? We're always working for somebody, and by working we're helping that somebody become a better person. And this means understanding that there is never a work, there's never a job or a profession that is too small to be recognizable, right? Even if the person is a housewife and devotes her lives to children, well, she is helping create the humanity of her children. And even if this work is not paid, it doesn't mean that is not good enough or that is not that important. This person could be raising the person that in the future will discover the cure for cancer or something like that. Regardless of how small the pay, the point is we're serving others and we're helping others be have a better life so they can be better, they can develop themselves better, and so they can fulfill God's plan even better, which means helping others. And that means that the only kind of jobs or work work lines or professions that honestly we could live without are those which are criminal, right? Becoming a pimp is not helping anybody. A drug dealer is not helping anybody. A paid assassin doesn't help anybody. So these are the people that we don't need, and that. But apart from that, every job is going to help. Even if you're a janitor cleaning floors in an operating room, and that is going to be as important for the patient as the surgeon themselves, because in unclean spaces people get infected, right? The patient would get infected. So yes, to save that person's life or to help them get a better life, you need the janitor as much as you need the surgeon. And in a third level, we're going to develop all of humanity, all of mankind at the same time, by devoting ourselves to a craft. By developing this craft, we are going to maintain this craft, keep it alive, and so we can teach it to others. But if we are innovative in our field of work, we are going to further science, and we're going to further our crafts, our arts, our jobs, right? The way we do things, and we're helping everybody else. And this means that working is the best way of sanctifying oneself. Actually, Pope John Paul II calls the gospel of work to those first 30 years of life that Jesus had on earth, right? In those 30 years where he had that private life, he developed himself as a carpenter. And he was only developing the craft of wood, right? And of course, anybody can think, oh, this is so small, so basic. All he was doing was chairs and in tables and so on. Yes, but that was a way of serving the Father, because when we work, we're telling the Father, yes, I see your plan and I like it. And I am going to develop it. And I understand that what I can do to help you is very small, but it is still important, and it still needs to be done. So I am here doing it for you, right? And that way, work becomes a prayer to the Father, in which we say, I love you and I think that you are a good creator and I like your plans and I'm going to help you fulfill them. By working well, we're loving God the Father and we're telling Him, I love you in the best way, because we're telling Him, I love you, and that is why I'm going to give you my entire life, to serve you my entire life in this great plan that you have, to fulfill this plan that you have and that I like. When we work, we include both the body, because it happens through our bodies, but also our spirit, because it's the fruit of our intelligence, right? Our work is the fruit of our intelligence, and it is the way of giving ourselves entirely to God. So, yes, even when we're doing small jobs, we are helping God and we're giving Him everything. And this is why working becomes a mystical activity and a kind of prayer and a way of telling God the Father, I love you, right? In the best possible way. Come on, I am going to give you my entire life. So anyway, this is the first part of the covenant, right? The part of fill the earth and subdue it. We do it through work, but we have that second part, which is be fruitful and multiply, and that is what we're going to talk about in our next video. So I'm very glad that you decided to stay until the end of the video. If you have any question or any comment, please write it in the comment section below, and I will try to answer it as soon as possible. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you think it could be useful for anybody, please share it. Please share it with that person and subscribe to the channel. So I'm very glad to see you here. Have a nice day. Lots of blessings for everybody. Bye.